I can't find the words to explain to you how good these pro gamers are.
He's actually stimming his units as he leaves the base. He's trying to get so many other players' face that there's not even time for the Valix to finish.
Naniwa's got his army split up. He's got one attack on the right hand side, another chasing down the army. Storm's come down.
These are the best of the best in esports history. And Hux starting to blink forward as the Zealots are removed. The supply goes in Hux's favor.
So much energy. Where did that energy come from? Tanks desperately trying to target fire down Queens.
The Archon's moving forward, a lot is going down here, and only Colossus left over.
He's starting to get some feedbacks down. He's starting to advance forward. Another vortex.
There's the blink forward, trying to get underneath those Brood Lords. Oh, he sends the vortex.
Are you ready?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Winter Season Showdowns, where every single day, except select Sundays and Saturdays, we have best of fives going on in Heart of the Swarm to decide who belongs at the Winter Championship event in Dallas, Texas. My name is axeltoss. I am joined by axslav. How's it going, man?
It's going great, man. Wrapped up those Korean players today. Yep. We're going to take a look at what player will represent the Southeast Asian area coming into Winter Championships on Dallas. Is it going to be Sen, or is it going to be Moonglade?
Of course, yesterday we saw Polt take a convincing victory over Hero. The day before that, we saw Tasia take out Violet with some brilliant micro and decision making. And of course, the day before on Sunday, we saw MC with a victory over Alive. Every single one of those series is available on our YouTube channel right now, youtube.com/official MLG SC2 in 1080p HD. So be sure to check those out if you missed them, because they were all amazing. Some of the best matches we've seen so far in the Winter Season Showdowns. But yes, you're right. That leads us to today, where we're going to watch the Southeast Asia individuals go after it. It's going to be Sen versus Moonglade, a best of 5 that starts right about now. Of course, that obviously leads us into a discussion about the players, but let's introduce them first. In the top right-hand location, we have the Red Zerg player, currently in Taiwan, participating in their Star League over there. He is Sen. Huge fan base this guy has. Of course, his opponent in the bottom left-hand location is the Blue Zerg player from Australia. He also has a sizable fan base as well, had a nice run at the last MLG. He is Moonglade.
And you know, talking about the players, of course, Moonglade made a big splash in the last MLG event, made it very, very, very far, came along with a lot of his other teammates over there from Australia. A lot of people were really glad at how well he did, and I'm really excited to see if Moonglade can make it to Dallas again. But going up against Sen, I mean, Sen's a guy he's like the monster that lurks in like the corners of the SC2 world, because you know he's over there in Taiwan playing their Star League. He doesn't really travel to many events very often, right? But when he does, it's just like this. He's this total monster. I feel personality-wise, it feels like the Zerg version of MC. I mean, extremely, extremely strong player who just kind of imposes his will in the game.
Sorry, I'm giggling a little bit. This conversation these guys are having is awesome. Yeah, I love your point. Of course, you know, Moonglade, when he was going into Dallas, there was honestly a lot of speculation out there, a lot of guesses, like, all right, how good is this guy going to be? Of course, he's in Australia doing his own thing on the SEA server. He's going to lose really fast. But no, that didn't happen. Moonglade made a very serious run, took out a lot of great players to get a solid placing at that event. So yeah, he's really good at this game, definitely deserves a spot at the championships. But again, as you said, he has to take out this guy. In the top right, of course, it's Sen. The Taiwanese player who probably grinds out game after game after game. And this should be great. And if my memory serves me correctly, it hasn't before. This is our first ZVZ of the Winter Season Showdown.
That is correct.
Ha.
First ZVZ. And this is going to be a great ZVZ. I know Sen is just a macro monster. Moonglade is incredibly good at I mean, he has very, very good macro too. Maybe not quite as good as him, but very good. But what Moonglade does really well is he actually uses roaches extremely well. Like he doesn't just like use roaches like most people who just smash them at your opponent and hope you have enough.
Sure.
He's really good at separating small groups of roaches, constantly harassing, working in some burrow movement, working in some drops, getting the most out of all of his units. Very, very good at basically knowing when to send small squads to different areas and how to control those small squads in different situations. It's going to be a really interesting clash of styles, and one thing that I was pretty surprised by is Moonglade did not go for a hatchery first on Daybreak. In fact, he even got his gas before the hatchery, which is going to give him a slightly faster Zergling speed, but on a map this big, I mean, Sen with the hatchery first, his speed is just barely slower, but he's got that food advantage from going, hatchery first.
Sen even opening up with 3 queens here and adding on a Baneling Nest. Moonglade is hiding Zerglings right now in his main base. Of course, the purpose of this is if you want to mount an attack, you don't want your opponent to know what you're doing. So Moonglade is going to be blocking his ramp. No scout is going to happen here from Sen. He wants to take Sen off guard and he wants to hit very hard. But the problem with this opening is Sen is opening up with that Baneling Nest. So if Sen can get a couple Banelings on the field, 2 or 3 or 4, I don't see an attack doing a lot of damage for Moonglade. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Sen playing very safe and getting that Baneling Nest out.
Of course, Sen is aware of this possibility because he knows his opponent's expansion was after the pool. Now he's going to see all those Zerglings piling out. He knows it's going to happen. We should see some Banelings immediately be morphed on the ramp. A perfect spot to put them. Of course, it's okay to let the Zerglings, mess up your mind in natural for a little bit. You do not want to let anything get into your main because then it gets really hard.
Oh, the Banelings coming out. One getting exploded. A second is going to take out a lot of Zerglings, but still a lot of Zerglings here from Moonglade. Sen having to evacuate those drones. Actually going to turn and fight with them. A lot of Zerglings on the way here from Sen. Moonglade making nothing but Jones realizing, okay, my opponent has a Baneling Nest. This probably is not going to work. I'm going to transition.
He's going to transition, but Sen is significantly ahead in the drone count. Moonglade also does not have a Baneling Nest quite yet, which means that Sen could, with all the units he's making, he's got speedings, he's got Banelings to be morphed, he could potentially launch a counter, and Moonglade's only defense is going to be, a queen into speedings, or he does have a spine core halfway up now. His Baneling Nest is finishing, and it looks like Sen is not going to do a serious counterattack, just some light counter pressure, so Moonglade should be fine.
Yeah, ZVZ is all about threatening your opponent, getting them to make units and not drones, but then just barely being able to defend any aggressive attacks from your opponent. Sen coming in here, doing a decent amount of damage, targeting down a queen at the natural expansion. You don't want to lose those queens, and now going to start target firing down those drones. Sen trying to sneak in some, or Moonglade trying to sneak in some drones there, and is going to lose a couple as a cost. It's 41 to 30 in that harvester count. More importantly, Sen, his layer's already done, or about to finish. He's got 2 gases in his main, 2 gases in his natural. I think this is definitely going to be Spire play. Meanwhile, Moonglade hasn't even started the layer. He's only on 1 gas. Just now starting the layer. So I feel like Sen is going to have a great advantage. Moonglade needs to scout out this Spire play, and then he needs to pretty much rely on static defense and queens to hold off the aggression from the Mutas.
He does, and I mean, the big problem is even if he figures out what's going on, even if the Mutas don't do any damage to him, what they're going to do is they're going to deny him from taking a 3rd base. And Sen's 3rd has already started. Sen's going to have the map control. He's going to get significantly ahead in economy. It's going to be up to Moonglade to do something clever to try to come back in. Maybe with some great infestor grabs on the Mutas if he tries to go straight from infestors. Maybe if he can get a 3rd base up. It's going to be very, very hard against Mutas play because what's going to happen is even if he can get a Spore Core there, the Mutas can sit between his 3rd and his natural, and as Sen pressures with Zerglings and Banelings, his Mutas can kill all of Moonglade's ground units that are trying to move between the 2 bases. So there's so many areas you have to defend against Muta play. If Moonglade does it just right, though, he may be able to hold off. He's got to get more queens. He's got to get a Spore Crawlers preemptively made so they can move down and take out that 3rd base.
Moonglade starting a Spire of his own, of course, in Heart of the Storm. Mutas are much better, so a lot of Zergs going for that unit after getting that layer on the field. Banelings trying to defend here from Moonglade. Sen coming forward with Banelings of his own. Look at all these Banelings, 2 for 3 there. Sen's going to be happy with that trade. It might be 2 for 4, but no, Sen nicely peeling a Baneling away to deal with that singular, that grouping of banelings there for Moonglade, and now coming in with the Zergling, sent up 72 to 58 in supply. The Spire is done, no mutas being made. There we go, 10 mutas in production, and he might even take down this hatchery without the assist of the mutas, and there goes the hatchery. Sen looking great in game 1.
An absolutely dominant player. Moonglade is desperately trying to morph paintings.
Oh,
you know, Sen
no.
might even take
He
him
doesn't
out
even
here.
need the mutas.
Doesn't even need the mutas. So many drones going down here to the claw of the Zerglings. They're trying to get into main.
There's
Oh,
the Spire.
he's gonna lose the Spire.
And even then,
so bad.
even if the Spire gets up,
Oh, Banings might save it.
it might.
Oh, more. The one Banning trying to get good.
Wow.
Look at that micro from Sen.
Great control from Sen, peeling away a Ling, and there's the GG from Moonglade. A very straightforward game there. It came down to the beginning when Moonglade was trying to be aggressive, and Sen was able to recognize, okay, how much aggression is this? Getting out the perfect amount of banelings to deal with it, and then right when he dealt with it, he made some units of his own, but then really started heavy into the drone production, made the lair right away, got those gases up, trying to make Moonglade think he was going for heavy counterattack, which means Moonglade, instead of making drones, well, and he kind of did go for a pretty heavy counterattack, instead of making drones, instead of tacking up the lair like he would like to, as not to fall behind, he just didn't do that. So Sen was able to convert there and get his opponent scared and just get a lair so much faster than his opponent. Get his Spire before, and then once the third gets up and your opponent's third gets denied, there's not much you can do.
No. Sen was in control of the game from the start. Yeah. Defense, offense, map presence, all in Sen's favor. Moonglade's got some work cut out for him, but I think he's capable.
He definitely is. That's the thing with ZBZ. Games like that happen, where it's pretty convincing in one direction. But we'll have to see if Moonglade can make a comeback happen. Of course, this is a best of 5, and he's only down by 1. So anything can happen here in this Heart of the Swarm best of 5s. Guys, stay tuned. Sen versus Moonglade, game 2 coming up.